From savage executions and desperate suicides to calculated assassinations and merciless disease, even history's most feared warriors could not escape the reckoning that waited beyond the battlefield. Some died in chains, some collapsed in blood-soaked mud, some were betrayed by those they trusted, while others were slowly undone by wounds, sickness, or the very violence that made them legends. But in their final moments, every legend becomes something much simpler. A man facing the end. Today, we're going to talk about some of the deadliest warriors in history. But this isn't just a simple ranking, we're going deeper. Because among all these warriors, only 5 will truly stand apart, each claiming a different honor by the end of this video. He held no rank and commanded no army. One defiant act made an empire tremble, and from that instant, a nameless rebel becomes a legend. Spartacus was a gladiator forced to fight for Rome's entertainment, until he broke free and turned the enslaved, desperate, and the forgotten into an army. His rebellion shook the Roman Republic, and even when it was crushed, he is believed to have died fighting in his final battle. His body was never clearly identified, but his name survived as a symbol of resistance. A warrior Rome could kill, but could never truly break, earning Spartacus the honor of most legendary death. What makes a warrior's ending sadder is not always the death itself, but the betrayal behind it. Joan of Arc was a teenage peasant girl who helped turn the tide of the 100 Years' War and became a symbol of hope for France. Soldiers followed her, kings listened to her, and enemies feared what she represented. But after being captured, handed over to the English, and condemned in a trial meant to destroy her, she was burned alive at just 19. She gave everything to her country, only to face the fire alone, earning Joan of Arc the honor of saddest ending. How much pain can one man endure before death becomes part of his legend? William Wallace became the symbol of Scotland's refusal to be crushed. But after he was captured, England turned his execution into a public spectacle of fear. He was dragged through the streets of London, hanged without being allowed to die, then brutally mutilated before being beheaded and quartered. It was meant to erase him, humiliate him, and warn anyone who dared to resist. Instead, the cruelty only made him unforgettable. And that is why William Wallace stands alone as the warrior with the most brutal death. Hey all, if you feel like we missed any great warrior in this video, please make sure to leave a comment and let us know who. Sanada Yukimura's final charge at Osaka may have been one of the most heroic last stands in warrior history. As the defeat closed in during the siege of Osaka, Yukimura led one final desperate charge against Tokugawa Ieyasui's forces. Outnumbered and surrounded, he fought so fiercely that his attack nearly reached Tokugawa himself. But after the charge failed, Yukimura was exhausted, wounded, and unable to keep fighting. According to tradition, he rested near Yasui's shrine, where an enemy samurai found him and took his head. He died with the Toyota Mi collapsing around him. But his final charge became legend, making Sanada Yukimura the warrior with the most heroic last stand. How does one warrior become the face of an entire people's resistance? For Crazy Horse, that fight was never just about winning battles. It was about refusing to let his people's world disappear quietly. As US expansion pushed deeper into Lakota land, he became one of the warriors who would not bend, leading attacks, defending his people, and helping strike one of the most shocking blows against the US Army at Little Bighorn. But even after surrendering, his spirit was never truly controlled. Taken into custody at Camp Robinson, Crazy Horse was fatally stabbed with a bayonet during a struggle. He died surrounded by the very force he resisted. But his defiance lived on, making him the greatest symbol of resistance.